Hello and welcome back to Gullah Chat. I'm your host, Donna Pazant, and joining me today for this chat is Reba Pazant. Reba, say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone.
I'm so glad you could join me for this chat today. For those of you who do not know, Reba is a co-founder of the original Gullah Festival, and I sometimes like to just remind people of that because you probably are familiar with her as it pertains to the tours, the Gullah tours that take place during the Gullah Festival. But I always like to acknowledge the fact that she is, in fact, a co-founder. And so I just wanted to give you that honor today before we begin this chat. And speaking of that day, well, not that day, but the fact that you are a co-founder, I want to go back to that day just for a moment
Okay.
because, I look at how long ago that was and how special that day must have been when you guys actually decided to have something called the Gullah Festival. Did you ever think that 30 years later, what you guys started would still be going on today?
Honest to God, no man did not. But God has been good to us because a lot of all the years we've had the festival, only one time it rained real bad. And that was when there was a tropical storm Bonnie. But other than that, we've had beautiful weather. And it's only the past 2 years due to the pandemic that we weren't able to have the festival. And one other time is when for the NAACP boycott. I think it was in 2001 or 2002. We rented the park, but we didn't have the festival per se. But anybody who wanted to go to the park, they could have gone down there. So there were some nonprofit groups that were there, but we didn't have the festival per se. So in all the years, we've been coming on to with the festival.
And that's such a blessing. And it's even more of a blessing that people still want to come back to the
Yes,
Gullah Festival to experience Gullah the way we do it, which is 3 days,
yes,
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And
yes.
so I wanted to talk a little bit about the tours so people can kind of
Okay,
get an idea of some of the things they might see. And, you're not going to say exactly, step by step by step and detail by detail, but can you just give the people an idea of some of the things they might see when they go on the Gullah tour during the Gullah Festival?
well, some of the things we go to Paris Island because that Paris Island, the Naval Hospital. I'm sorry, we don't go to Paris Island. I tell them about Paris Island, but I actually take them to the Naval Hospital because the Naval Hospital, the building itself, was designed by a Black man, Benjamin Banneker. So I take them over there, and then there were two forts that were over there. One of the forts, the remains of them is still there. And then we go from there, and there are a lot of different places. We talk about it and everything, and then I take them over there to Penn Center because Penn Center was the first school for freed slaves. So I take them over there and I show them some of the buildings, and I take them by the house where Martin Luther King used to visit a lot. And some say that's where he wrote the I Have a Dream speech. I ain't know if it's true or not, but he used to be there a lot, so much so that they actually built a house for him to visit when he came there on Penn Center. But he got killed right before the house was completed, so he never got to visit them. And so we take them to Brick Baptist Church, because we ride by the church, because that church was built by slaves rather, by former slaves. It was built like I think it was 1868 or something like that. So it's been a long time. The church is still used today. But what's interesting is like on one side, you got the white people who've been buried there. And then on the other side, you got the slaves or former slaves, and their descendants who buried there. So even in that, they segregated. But and then we take them to the praise house. They were little buildings, but they used to use the praise house because that was their place where they could go and worship. And they teach them how to read and how to, to pray praise songs and everything. And then praise houses still used today, they use for midweek Bible study or whatever little thing like that. They ain't that big now. You can't get but so many people in them at one time. But they are, that's where the slaves were able to go and feel free from the task of the day with the master. Mm-hmm.
Well, I know that the tours are incorporated into the Gullah Festival weekend. Why do you think that
Mm-hmm.
it was important, or why did you feel that it was important to incorporate tours, during that time? Because these are things that people could probably see on their own, but you guys or whoever made the decision to incorporate tours during that festival weekend, it was really an awesome idea. But why do you feel like it's important to incorporate that into the festival?
Because we did that so we can tell we story. Because the white man, they got tours that they do around Buford too, but a lot of that stuff they're telling you ain't right. For example, when I go around the tour in the city of Buford, they got the steps that there's some steps that they go by and they call them the steps to nowhere. But that's a lie, because I know my mama say that them steps used to be where her grandma lived. No, her grandma lived. And my grandma and the man next door, he'd been in love with her. He built the house for she. So she stayed right in that house. And so them steps ain't been to nowhere. Them steps been to my great grandma house. And see, that's one of the things they tell you about on the tour. The white man tell you about on the tour, they ain't real, So we like to tell, what's true as far as we know. Another thing, they like to tell you that, they go by the place right near the park, right near where we have the festival. There's a flat area there. My mama say that's where they used to auction slaves. And the one who ain't been sold, they used to walk them down to, they call them the Secession House. It's a pink house. And down in the basement there, they still got shackles on the wall where they used to keep the slave till they took them somewhere else, But they don't want to tell you that, They don't want to tell you things like that. But I like to do the tour where I tell them the stuff I know that my mama said. And my mama Rosalie Present, I believe her. I believe what she said. So.
Well, thank you. Yeah, because it is very important for us to tell our stories the way that we know them to be true.
Right.
And I think that, when you tell those stories and you get them to younger people and younger generations, and they can learn the way that it is supposed to be, so they can pass those stories along as well. And then when they hear other things, they know what is not true because they know what is true, because they learned that as a young adult. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this chat today, Reba. I really hope that people got something out of it, learned a little something. And if you want to, and I really hope you do, we are on social media platforms. So if you follow, go to originalgullahfestival.org. That is the website. Now, there are actually links to all of our platforms at the bottom of each page on the website. Again, that's originalgullahfestival.org. Our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. So if you would follow and subscribe, and if you see something or a video that you like, or you think someone else would be interested in seeing, please share it. That would be amazing. So we would really appreciate that. Just a reminder, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So if you would like to donate, there is a donate button on our website. And we do have an active GoFundMe campaign. It's GoFundMe 2022. It's Keep the Gullah Culture Alive. So if you would like to donate to through that, way, that would be appreciated as well. So again, thank you for joining us today. So if we come back to talk about something else, we hope you would meet us here at the same space. And if not, then we'll see you at the Gullah Festival Memorial Day weekend. That's May 27th, 28th, and 29th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I just really hope you're able to join us because, as she said earlier, we were not able to have the festival for 2 years. And so, we just can't wait to get back to that waterfront and just see all of you, the vendors, lest we forget all the different parts of the festival. And so we just really hope you are able to experience it. If you never have, this is a perfect year to come back. And if you have, then you already know.
Yeah.
So until then, until we come back, like I said, to our next fellow chat, I'm Donna,
I'm Reba.
and everyone just be blessed. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.